Start of the dogs, baby. Start of the dogs, baby. Dogs. Intro. I was not trying to write anything when I came up with that. That was from me trying to learn Big Pig tunes on Monday. Big Pig, big fan. Feels right. I kept getting it wrong. I was like hitting that minor instead. Ooh. Weird fishies. But yeah, anyway, I was on that like minor kind of buzz instead, and I just started playing around with that, with the steps down. Just all felt really like intense, and that was where I was adding in the odd kind of finger picky bits. So yeah, no, that's kind of where it all stemmed from. It's a bit of a far cry from El Big Pig, but if you're watching this, thanks for the inspo. Coming into the chorus then, I don't know, that just felt nice. This was all just flowing into each other. But I really liked, this is half kind of like flamenco-y, bit Spanish, bit flamenco like, and half like really inspired by Snail Mail Valentine, which I was listening to like constantly, non-stop. Snail Mail, always, forever. So that's where the like sudden burst came from, and I just really wanted that to be like echoed in the drums, which Eoin has done. So going to them, and then I just liked then that nice little kind of positive release. That was all just kind of came from like messing around in the one night, and then I just kind of did up a quick like super raw demo.
As far as I can remember, the first time we all heard the demo of the Dogs properly was just after All Together Now. You know, we played all Together Now, no big deal or anything, wouldn't worry about it. But Kev was like, what do you think about it? What would be nice? What would you like to add? And Muirne, I think, suggested that it would be nice to have some clarinet towards the end, and I was like, oh, that's an interesting thought. And then so I sent in this voice note.
Well, lads, how are you?
When I had come up with this kind of like spooky, eerie outro thing, which sounds a little bit like this, like.
Bit for the clarinet here, just kind of crazy. Just think for the outro. For the outro. For the outro.
Yeah, something like that. Pretty easy, pretty simple, not much to it. But you know, it's effective enough, I think.
For the outro.
Yeah, you know it's true. I really wanted it to just like fade away there. But Aaron said no fade outs at all anymore, and he hates them. So we just had to keep going. Didn't know how to end it. But then Ruairi like burst into the room and is like, I've got this clarinet part. And so that made for like a really, really nice melody.
He's good, isn't he?
It's bleeding Paul, is it? Don't let me.
We started off in Kinnegad in September. We had just played Culture Night there, and we ended up staying the weekend in Ruairi's. So while we had everyone, we started with the drums and the bass, just in this like little room in Ruairi's house. So we were using this guy. I don't know if you can see him. Only there's like 4 inputs, so we had to just do like a little kind of like 3 mic setup, whatever we had, and then the bass kind of straight in. I took those home, put them into Ableton, edited the takes kind of like together just to build the bass of the track. We ended up doing some overdubs for the bass. Aaron kind of figured out some like new parts that he wanted to try out, so went to Aaron's house then and did a couple of like retakes and stuff. For the guitars, one of the guitars is from the original demo that I had. I kind of just like had put it in as a placeholder, but it sounded really like kind of like nasty. It was really like brittle and like thin, but it kind of suited the vibe of it. So what I did was I just overdubbed then a nylon guitar to kind of bring a bit more body to it. For the winds and strings, we did all together. This was down in James's house.
We recorded all of that, all the wind sections in Blesso. What I really like about it is that it's a bit of a coda. Like, it doesn't, that melody is new to the song, and it adds this kind of uncertainty of like what's to come, you know. Now that the song is over, where are we, you know? Where have we ended up emotionally? That was what I was thinking in my head when I wrote it. Anyway.
When it came to editing the tracks, very little needed to be done. A lot of it was kind of like what was heard in the room. Just kind of, yeah, fitting like takes and stuff together. But there was like a couple of like fun little artifacts that arose from it. So, for example, in the first verse, Aaron starts off on the bass playing these like really high harmonics before he comes in on the boom. And I just can't even remember what I was like doing to it, but I was like trying to like move it around anyway, and I ended up like kind of ruining it in a way. Like I made it super like stuttery all of a sudden, and it just kind of sounded more like a kind of like alarm bell. So I actually quite enjoyed it, and so I ended up reversing that signal over the original harmonic being played, so you can kind of hear this like little kind of like bell, like doom, and then it stutters before coming into the like kind of like main bass part. When we were done with the edit, we passed it on then to a massive friend of the band, Lars Gardner, based in Norway currently, and they very kindly mixed it for us and added in like a lot of cool, more of the like kind of like spacey effects that you'll hear, especially on like the vocals in the second verse, for example, or the very end, the kind of like clarinet, the spaciness of it all. That's all Lars, and it's all really cool. So yeah, that was great.
Overdrawn and overburdened somehow.
Yeah, and I also like what Lars did on the mix and master with the kind of, they added this like underwater echoey sound, which sounds really nice with the reedy, horrible tone that I have in the clarinet.
Yeah, you know it's true. It's true.
And it actually made us realize that we could like continue that. So it's been something we've been playing with since. Is try to write a tag on to this where we can like just kind of like, I don't know, play around with the chords under that.
Whose idea was this? If you have an idea, you lead.
Go listen to the Dogs, Stream the Dogs, trademarked. The Dogs is a trademark, copyrighted product of the Dogs as a concept. It's copyrighted by and he.